It's Mom and Pop Video Shop.
Welcome back to the Mom and Pop Video Shop. Or, for the first time, if this is your first time walking the shop.
Good luck.
Yeah, really. Godspeed. And of course, we have to assume that it's a Friday night.
Yeah, and that you're driving a Ford Probe. And that in the passenger seat of said Ford Probe might be a girlfriend and a Domino's Meat Lovers.
Of course, well.
Or might be a Meat Lovers and a Domino's Pizza. Depending on how you look at it.
Depending on what y'all are into. Yeah. And it's cooling down is the point.
What are we, like 16?
I know, yes. Mentally. So what we're doing today is, if you know, because you clicked on this video for this particular purpose, is I picked this movie because you don't know what it is yet. That's the running.
We're in December
shtick.
though, right? This is December.
It's a December movie, but it's not December in a Christmassy way.
Yeah, I don't think
I have one like that.
All right.
Which is weird because I actually am wondering if we have covered it before, but if we have, we're doing it again.
Yeah.
But this one we haven't, which is still kind of shocking to me that we haven't. You're gonna be like, dude, yeah, we totally covered that. Probably. But I've watched this with my kids before. We watched it again. We're doing it in preparation because as this drops in a couple months, we're getting another one. And it's also about when this drops, it's about a week or so from I guess at this point it'd be the 29th anniversary of Scream, baby.
We've never done Scream?
I don't think we've done Scream. If we've done Scream, we're doing it again. So
really?
if we did, this may be one of those where, hey, we're doing it again because I love Scream. I don't care. By the way, how awesome is this box, dude? I got this from Brainbuster. That box.
How in the hell have we never covered Scream?
That's what I'm saying, right?
Oh, well, we probably have.
We probably have. Here's the problem. And we've only been doing this for a couple years now.
Talk about a good Domino's Ford Probe date night flick, though.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
Oh, for sure. And this is one of those, like, weird that only VHS copy I have of it. I used to have a bunch. But for some reason, at the moment, this is the only one I have of it, which has got Gail on the cover.
It's cool. It's
got an exclusive behind-the-scenes Scream featurette on the VHS tape, which is fun. I'm going to read out the Brainbuster box, though, I think, for the particulars of this video. For
the first time in like a year, you're reading off the back of the box.
That's true. It does seem like that, right? Yeah, I know. It does seem like a while. It's been a minute. Solving this mystery is going to be murder. A year after her mother's death, Sidney Prescott, Neve Campbell, and her friends started experiencing some strange phone calls. They later learned the calls were coming from a crazed serial killer in a white-faced mask and a large black robe looking for revenge. His phone calls usually consist of many questions, the main one being, what's your favorite scary movie? Along with much scary movie trivia, ending with bloody pieces of innocent lives scattered around the small town of Woodsboro. Directed by the master of horror, Wes Craven, this movie is going to make you scream, baby.
Scream, baby.
So, I love this movie. This movie came out the week before my wife and I got married. I was 20 years old.
That's so weird to me. Because I know we're not.
I know.
Like at that age, though, it's like.
But to be fair, I got married young. To be fair, I got married pretty young. I mean, 20 is young.
That is young.
And so, it's so funny, like looking back and stuff, you're like, wow, God, I was young. I would advise against that.
Can I see this
more
cover?
For her than me. But. Yeah, it's a great cover. I love it.
That's really
so
cool.
While you're doing that, I'll hold this one. That's why I brought two.
Okay.
So
I just want to look.
I saw it was so cool about this for me on a personal level, not to make this all about Joel, which would be so unusual, right?
Yeah. Whatever.
So it came out the week before. We screened it because I was an assistant manager at a movie theater at the time, and we got to do basically what it is. This is back in the days, a 35 millimeter. You had to put the print together, and we got the print. We'd have to assemble it, and the night before we'd have to do like basically a pre-watch. So it was
Did you watch Scream in a theater screening?
Yes, before, but at like 12 o'clock at night. This is back when I could actually still do that.
Yeah,
and it was with several people that worked there. We had no idea. I knew it was Craven. I think they had done like a one-page blurb in Fango about it. There was almost like no buildup. It was all after it came out and became super popular that they started to really like talk about it in Fango. Right. But prior, everyone's like, because he had made Vampire in Brooklyn, which had pretty much bombed. He'd done New Nightmare a couple years before that. That one had done fairly well. But I remember there was very little initial talk of this movie. And I think even in the Fango, when they first mentioned it, they even referred to it as Scary Movie at that point. So it hadn't even been, changed to Scream. So we watched it, and I know my buddy Daryl loves to bust my balls about, oh, 2 killers. But the reality is, at that moment, and remember, I was a massive horror fan, and no movie to this degree had integrated that like world of being a film nerd and like action. Because usually what they would do is they would talk about horror movie stuff, but they're like made up horror movies for the movie. Every once in a while, somebody would mention like a real life thing, but these are like people you felt like were living in the same world as you.
Exactly.
That was what made it cool to me.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, and then when the reveal, which again, recommendation, we assume those of you watching this have seen this movie. So spoiler alert, as I've already said, the 2 killer reveal. Now, what made it so much fun is how good it is. And you think it's this one guy, and then it turns out it's this other guy.
I thought it was everybody. Yeah.
Oh, I did. Oh, 100%. I thought it was Gale at one point. I thought it was Dewey at one point. I thought it was
the Fonz.
Well, 100%. Yes.
I thought it was the chief of police.
100%. And that was why it was done so well.
And if you've never seen it, maybe it is.
It might be. But the ultimate thing about it was also just the look of it. I love the way it's shot. I love the freaking Marco Beltrami score, which he's doing the score in the new one, by the way. And that's the other reason why I wanted to. So I wanted to rewatch all 4 of the original. If I have time, I'll do 5 and 6. They were fine. But I have not revisited them since they came out, which tells me a lot. Whereas 1 through 4, I've seen multiple times.
Sure.
And maybe it's an old age thing. Maybe somebody who's growing up with 5 and 6 feels the opposite. I don't know. But for this old guy, 1 through 4 are the main ones. Also, I get the distinct impression that other than the brother and sister from 5 and 6, like nobody's returning, which makes me wonder, like, what the angle is. Obviously, they're not going to, I think, act like 5 and 6 never happened, but they're going to. It's just weird, right? They're only having them. I mean, I understand the whole like thing that happened with Melissa Barrera,
I think with
this, Jenna Ortega bailed. I get all that, but I think there's other people that could have been in them.
With this particular franchise and this particular story, I think as long as you've got a Sydney and you've got a Gale and you've got the OGs, you can every 4 or 5 years completely reinvent your it's almost a subplot.
Just in case you haven't seen 5, there's one character in particular who, according to IMDb, the actor is somehow involved, but something that happened to him in 5, which I'm still pissed about, because I think everybody was pissed about, especially the way it happened and supposedly who's the one that did it, unless they remedy that, is so stupid. You're like, really, bro? Really? Okay. I don't think Honora is going to pull that off. Anyway, I digress. So this movie, though, to me, is top 10 horror movies. I'm pretty sure it was in my top 10 when I started HMP. I don't remember if I put it. But right now, in the mood I'm in, this would definitely be top 10.
Scream has really grown on me in the last couple of decades.
It's just so good. And I love Scream 2. You know, which, spoiler alert, down the road, that might be covered at some point.
I love Scream 2. I love Scream 3.
Yeah, Scream 3 was actually Scream 4 was my least favorite for a long time. Scream 3 is growing on me, and Scream 4 is growing on me. Because when I rewatched it before Scream 5 came out, I remember thinking, this is way better than I remembered it being. So... Sorry. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
I had to be a gross,
No, it's fine. Plus, she's closer to your. I feel weird about her because I'm like older than her, but she's closer to your age. So you know what I mean? But growing up, I remember her being like a little kid and stuff too, and I get that weird like, oh, you're like a little girl to my weird brain. Remember the whole Drew Barrymore?
Bless your heart.
I know. Just how I get. How I get, man. So anyway, Scream. If you've never seen it, please
absolutely.
Hopefully, you're not watching this if you've never seen it because. I would hate the idea that we spoiled this. In fact, I might even throw something up at the beginning of this. Like, if you've never seen this, for the love of God, turn this off and go watch it and then come back.
I'm trying to think. Would you say Scream is the last classic franchise, like slasher icon we've had?
No. Saw.
Oh, okay. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
Saw. Final Destination, but there's no real killer aspect. No. But if we're going with I would say Saw, and I wouldn't have always said that, but having watched for the first time all of them for
that's still different kind of. Saw is not a slasher though.
Is you really consider it a slasher?
No.
I don't know what you would consider that. It's really weird. It's not.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Because I don't even think. Honestly, I used to throw the whole torture porn thing out. I actually don't think that's fair because it's gross, but there's more to it.
I'm talking about masked psychopath killer that.
There is that aspect to it.
No, there's not.
Okay, all right.
We can find.
We'll agree to disagree on that point. Anyway, point is Scream is fantastic. It's a classic. Again, I put it at the beginning. Please, for the love of God, if you have never seen it, go watch it.
Yeah. What else can we say about it? It's a great party movie.
Great.
It was a fantastic party movie in the 90s. I told you my first time I saw Scream was a rental screener copy.
Yeah.
At a house party.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did tell me.
I hadn't seen it in the theater.
Yeah.
And then you heard about all the hype, and then my buddy's was mom and pop video shop. that his grandfather.
That's cool. That is a cool.
So we saw it with the copy, like this is a screener, which didn't take much away. But there was something, if you think about it, given the nature and given the content. of the movie, there's something kind of
that is something cool about that. So again, never seen it. Please, for the love of God, rent this movie.
100%.
Watch this movie. Own this movie. And then Scream 7. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. I know I should be excited.
That's okay.
You'll be shocked to learn I gave into the urge and watched the trailer, but only once. I've not watched it. Well, actually, no, I think I saw it twice. So I should have. Only twice.
Meanwhile, I have not seen hide nor hair of the trailer.
Which I will say it gave a couple of things potentially away, but then again, in the classic Scream fashion, I don't know if it did. So,
I just don't know.
I will say I am cautiously optimistic, mainly because of Kevin Williamson. And they brought Marco Beltrami, and I think it might be the same DP as the first 3 or 4 movies that went through Craven. So whose name is?
So you should have a decent story. You should have a decent look.
Mark Irwin is the DP from.
And let's
Scream,
face it,
so
I think we're gonna. I think by now I know enough, even though I haven't seen the trailer. I know enough to think that we're probably going to see some perhaps much loved OGs.
Oh yeah,
return in some way.
There's going to be some way, shape, or form. Yeah, for sure. Which I just don't want it to be member bears. I want it to make sense within the story.
Yeah.
That means more to me. So
anyway,
I am cautiously optimistic, which is why I'm going to be covering Scream 1 through 4 at the very least over the next few months. So yeah,
I'm all for it.
All right. So anyway, that's where we are. So let us know in the comments below. Do you like Scream? If you hate Scream, I don't want to hear about it. No offense. I don't care.
Get back in your Ford Probe and get the out of here.
I get it's not for everybody. I have friends that they don't love this movie like I do. Some people that straight don't like it. I can respect. We can agree to disagree. You're wrong. We can agree to disagree.
I think you got to agree though that for its time, it was a.
It's fantastic. It's just so great.
A genre industry changing.
And it hit me at just the perfect time and the perfect place where I was at in my life. I just love it. So
how many tapes you giving that?
Oh, geez, thank you, Doug. Oh, let me think. That's why I didn't think about to mention it. 5. Of course, it's 5. 5 tapes. I would straight up multiple copies.
All right, you're gonna be mad at me. No, I'll give it 5.
Out of principle, you should just give it 5.
I'll give it 5.
Yeah, it's 5.
It's a 5.
It's a 5.
It's great.
It's so rewatch. My kids love it, which makes me so proud. Like they love it. Like they're just without Dave Harker's out there. Scream is so good. It's like my boy.
I like it.
So anyway, on that note, remember at the Mom and Pop Video Shop, our love of.
Let's go with The Craft with Skeet Ulrich and Neve Campbell.
Never stop.
I don't think we've covered The Craft.
We have not.
We're going to cover The Craft. It never stops.
Mom and Pop's Video Shop.